All right, hi guys, I'm Morgan from Your Grocer. Your Grocer is about making it easy and affordable for people to get amazing fresh produce by offering same-day home delivery from the local shops you love. So we're on track to becoming the largest pure-play online grocery retailer in Australia in the next 3 years. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about how we found our first 100 customers, achieved product market fit really quickly and with little to no budget. So these lessons will be probably pretty useful to anyone starting a new business or marketing a new product. Cool, so we started 3 years ago with the basic idea that we believe people love their local butchers, bakers, greengrocers, or better yet, love the idea of buying from those shops, but ultimately need the convenience that only the supermarkets provide. Our solution was to get these shops online and delivering. I quit my day job. Everyone was pretty excited about that. Once we had 40 friends and family who committed to buying from us in our launch week. So very excited. I bought this hat actually. I called it my CEO hat. It was a pretty exciting step. We started off with some pretty big assumptions about who our core customers would be. A few ideas we had: busy young professionals, families, maybe elderly people. When we launched, big wave of depression hit because only 10 of the 40 people actually ordered from us. That's when I realized this is going to be a pretty big roller coaster for us. But it didn't end there, because of the 10 people who ordered, only 2 ended up ordering again. Okay. As far as I was concerned, my social circle had just shrunk by 95% and we had no idea where we were going to start. Okay, don't freak out, I told myself. I wish I did a bit of mindfulness or meditation then, but I wasn't really aware of how all that works. What can we learn from this is what I was thinking. How do we figure out how to navigate to the next step? What do these 2 customers have in common that might be making the service work for them? And as it turned out, there was something in common. They were both families, people with kids. So by failing to sell to 38 people, we discovered who our real customers actually are. So forget young professionals, forget elderly people for now. Where the hell do we find more families? So we started by asking them, just talking to them. We went and visited both of these 2 families. It's pretty easy as a grocery delivery business, you've got their address. And we started asking them, where do you hang out? Where do you find out about services like ours? Where would you go, or what would a conversation look like if you were telling your friend about this? And by speaking to them, we got some leads: daycare centres and primary schools. So then we called a few primary schools, and we actually discovered by talking to one of these customers that you can run a full-page ad in the back of a primary school newsletter for $20. That goes out to 400 geographically targeted families in the local area, and it's connected to what feels like quite a community sort of newsletter. We did that. We also called every daycare centre in the area that we were delivering to, offering vouchers for the families, and then stuck posters on the telephone poles within 100 metres of every daycare centre around Brunswick. That got us our first 100 customers. It was pretty labour intensive and not very scalable, and we don't do either of those activities now. But your first 100 customers isn't really about scaling customer acquisition. It's about really developing your product and finding out what that product is for those customers. And by finding the right type of customers and spending the time to really understand them through interviews, we were amplifying the voice of our real customer in our product development. We learned things like how critical it is to have milk, sliced bread, and big blocks of mild cheese on the website, as well as family-friendly delivery windows. And then as our product improved, our retention improved as well. And that's when we started turning our attention to scaling our customer acquisition. But we did that at a time when we understood who our customers were and where they were hanging out and what kind of features were necessary on the website for them. So a few key takeaways for understanding, or for anyone, I guess, building a new business or product. Number 1, you must find out who your customer is ASAP. You'll probably start with some assumptions about who those customers are, but you must validate them. And the best way to validate that is by trying to sell to them and see who buys. We did this by obviously trying to sell to 40 people, found 2 that worked. That was early validation for us. Secondly, understand your customer deeply and refine your product for them. There's no point scaling up your marketing until you know that you're solving a problem for specific people. And this kind of product development for us looked like making sure we had milk, sliced bread, the kind of family-friendly grocery products, as well as family-friendly delivery windows. And lastly, use your understanding of these customers to reach more of them. By simply asking these customers where they hang out and where they hear about services, we're able to identify a good channel to reach the next 100. And a bonus tip, customer interviews can actually be really hard. It's not a natural process. and you can really come away with some misleading information if you don't do it right. We found the Jobs to be Done framework. Is anyone familiar with Jobs to be Done? Cool. It's really awesome. It's worth checking out, jtbd.org. It's a good little toolkit for conducting an interview that helps you understand really what the customer is trying to achieve by using your product, through getting them to recount a bit of a timeline. I won't go into how it works, but there's a few great blog posts and podcasts about how it works. We've been doing it for 2 years. We continue to do it every now and again when we feel like we're getting a little bit out of touch with who our customers are. And lastly, check out Your Grocer and please tell your friends about us. You might even want to post something awesome on Facebook about us right now and help a founder out. Thank you.